I think the journey to South Africa, particularly from Zimbabwe, most of the young people here are from Zimbabwe. For some of them, has been profoundly traumatizing. I think that, to be completely honest with you, some of them have seen things that will be indelibly imprinted in their memory. So, for instance, there's the story of one young man who, in his journey down, and actually in the crossing over of the river, saw a young mother with her baby, and saw people grab the baby from the mother, throw the baby into the river, rape the woman, kill the woman, and throw the baby into the river. So we need to recognize that we're living in a profoundly violent society in some respects. Some of it is, good and clean and fresh, but there's some of it that is very badly broken. And a lot of these young people carry that kind of memory. And you mustn't think that I am, in actual fact, bringing you the sensational. I'm actually bringing you a story, one of many.
I came in South Africa, that was in 2008, and that was the rerun elections. So during that time, I think ZANU-PF lost, and then it was said that they were going to have some rerun. The results were actually held. I don't know who held them, but I just remember that they were held. So then the ZANU-PF youth, they were going in door by door saying if Mugabe loses for the second time, things are going to be bad. So I thought it was joking, and for me, I had heard things about the past that had happened, like for example the Kukura thing, where there were more than 200,000 Ndebelers being persecuted, because I've got relatives, some of them they lost a lot, some they even lost their body parts through that, some died. So it was a thing that we were not allowed to talk like publicly. It was like a private thing. You just ask what is Kukura, and then it's like they don't tell you which is which. So the youth said they were going to come for the second time, and then they came the following morning. So they started beating us between our toes. So those ones, they took my shoes, they took all my clothes, they took almost everything of me. You understand? So women, they were even raped in front of us to say, if you can't actually assist paying us with our money, you have got to give us what we want.
And a lot of these children arrived in South Africa and then were victims in 2008 of the xenophobic violence. You'll remember that a lot of people then were taken to xenophobic camps around the place. They closed the xenophobic camps, and on a Friday, I think it was about the 6th of July 2008, about 30 to 40 young people, ages 10 to 20, arrived at the church.
I must say it was tough because I didn't have any documents, so I had to cross through the water. I had to go inside the water. I had to cross, but it was tough though. Oh, I was first a street kid. I stayed on the streets for 6 months, I guess. Yeah, I pretended to be mad, but I knew very well inside that I'm normal. But to be mad was the only thing I could do, so that I could go inside the bins and search for something to eat.
What followed then was that the Department of Social Development was obviously very concerned. We used to have monthly meetings to try and see what would be the best thing, and ultimately a recommendation came from the head of child welfare that we should apply to the court to have a curator appointed, and the court granted that. And so a person by the name of Anne Skelton was appointed. She, I think, is the head of the Centre for Child Law, And she came and scrutinized the conditions that the children were living in, because then we moved them here, where they've got their own space. We had care workers trained by the National Association of Care Workers, Child Care Workers, and she made a few recommendations, but by and large felt that everything was in place.